Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Oh, buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball
Hey folks,
game.
welcome back to the Cincinnati Razorback Room in beautiful downtown Siloam Springs, Arkansas for another episode of Star Power Baseball. Now the past couple episodes we've been dealing with all-time teams, but this episode promises to be one of the greatest episodes. I'm anticipating this more than I have any other episode that I've ever done. Today we're going to do what everybody plays these fantasy baseball board games wants. We are going to answer or try to answer or create the stir-up question of what if, okay? For those of you that have been following our podcast, Star Power Casts, we've been dealing with our great players, our greatest players. I've done videos on the greatest players. We've talked about the all-time teams. We've done great players in their greatest seasons. We've talked about the greatest single-season teams. Well, here lately I've been listening to Bob Kendricks, the curator and president of the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. And this guy is amazing. If you haven't listened to him or watched him or gotten to know anything about him, this guy is absolutely over the top awesome. We love listening to your podcasts, listening to the stories, the recordings that you have from some of your friends. And we are going to put what Bob Kendricks calls the greatest team ever against what most people declare the greatest team ever, and we're going to play that game today. That's right. We're going to take Bob's number one team of all time in the Negro Leagues and what he says may be the greatest team ever, the 1931 Homestead Grays. And we're going to put them up against one of their contemporary teams and what some people think is the greatest team of all time, the 1927 Yankees. And I get to play that game. That's right. I'm putting the 31 Homestead Grays up against the 1927 Yankees, and I'm pumped. I am so excited to be able to do this. Babe Ruth, Josh Gibson, Judd Wilson, Lou Gehrig, Oscar Charleston, Tony Lizette, the names, the Hall of Famers. There are Hall of Famers all over this. I think that if you add the both of them together, there's like 13 Hall of Famers in this game. Some of the greatest players that ever played. Arguably the greatest hitter of all time, Babe Ruth. Wait a minute. Arguably the greatest hitter of all time, Josh Gibson. Josh is in his rookie year this year. He's 18 years old. Babe's in his prime, hitting 60 home runs. Josh is catching. The big stars of the teams are there. We're going to break it down and show you who's going to be there. Let me introduce the starting lineups. I got so excited I dropped my score sheet. I got so excited. Leading off for the Homestead Grays is the DH. Yes, I'm using the DH. We're going to go modern on this thing. Now, listen, Satchel Paige was on this team for one game, okay? So Satchel's not in the starting lineup, and believe me, if we could use Satchel as a starting pitcher, we would. But he was only on the team for one game, and this team only played about a 50-game season. So it's kind of like the 2020 season for them, but hey, I had to use those stats on this season because that was what they played in their league against the greatest players of their contemporaries, and I'm pumped. So we've got Vic Harris leading off as the DH. Hitting second at first base, Oscar Charleston. Batting third, a 400 hitter, Judd Wilson. Hitting fourth, Josh Gibson. Hitting fifth, George Scales, the second baseman. Hitting sixth, Reed Ambrose in left field. Hitting sixth, Benny Jones, the center fielder. Ted Page is hitting eighth in right field, and Bill Evans, the shortstop, is going to be hitting in the 9 hole. Their pitcher, who was, I want to say he was a 10-game winner, so if you would multiply it out, he'd been a 30-game winner and definitely the Cy Young Award. We're going with a big lefty, Willie Foster. Oh, I'm telling you, what a team! My goodness. Okay, but not to be outdone, let's go with that Murderer's Row 1927 New York Yankees. Leading off in center field, Earl Combs. Hitting second and left field, Bob Musial. Hitting third, playing right field, Babe Ruth. Cleanup at first base, Lou Gehrig. Fifth at second base, Tony Lazzari. Oh my goodness, the DH for the Yankees is going to be Mike Gazzella. Hitting in the 7 hole, the catcher, Pat Collins. In the 8 hole, third base, Joe Dugan. And Mark Koenig, the shortstop, will be hitting in the 9 hole. Their pitcher, a 20-game winner that year, is going to be Waite Hoyt. Hall of Famer. How can you not go with Waite Hoyt? I'm telling you guys, this promises to be the game. And what I did, I'm playing it like a game 7, and there's been 3 days of rain. So all hands on deck. Nobody's tired. I'm not using the injury card. I'm not going to be using the injury events on that. Replays in effect, all the modern rules. You come in, you got to face 3 batters if you're a reliever, okay, or end an inning. We're using the DH, like I said. This promises to be the coup de grace of mano-a-mano, team against team. The 1931 Homestead Grays versus the 1927 New York Yankees. And you're going to see the whole game right here on Star Power Baseball. Well, folks, welcome to the ballpark. We're going to use the Homestead Grays as the visiting team and the New York Yankees 27 team as the home team. And we're underway. We're not going to go with the injury card right off the bat. We're just going to play ball. This is Waite Hoyt. He's going to be the first pitcher up for the New York Yankees. The infield position for Vic Harris, the leadoff hitter, who is a 345 plus, is going to move in at third and in at first. They spin Waite Hoyt. Waite spins a ground ball. Woo-hoo-hoo. We're going to spin the ground ball card to see if it's an error. It is not. And so Harris grounds out for the first out of the ball game. Now up is Oscar Charleston. Charleston comes up. Waite Hoyt pitches. The infield is in at third for Charleston. Hoyt throws another G. The ball goes to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Now up is Judd Wilson. Hoyt throws to Judd Wilson. This time he throws a B. Judd gets to spin. Judd spins, and here it is. And Judd walks. He is on. So the first walk of the game, the first base runner of the game, is Judd Wilson, who batted .415 that year. He is a 35 plus, so we'll put that out there on the diamond right like that, representing a 35 plus. And that brings up Josh Gibson. We're not going to hit and run. They will hold him on. Here goes Hoyt pitching again. He throws a BF line. A BF line, and that means that it's a righty to a righty. Gibson hits a fly ball. With two outs and one guy on, that's going to be a long, loud out for the third out of the inning. Hoyt throws 3 outs in his first inning, spins 3 outs on his card. That's pretty exciting. I'm telling you, man, that don't happen all the time. And Waite just did it right there. 3 outs on the card. That brings up the New York Yankees. And leading off, Earl Combs. Foster pitches. Combs is a 334. They'll play in at third. Combs gets a G. That's a ground ball. Spinning the ground ball card to see if it's kicked. It is not. That's 1 away. Bob Musial is up. The infield's in at third once again. Another G. Spinning the ground ball card. Got excited and spun Hoyt. That's 2 outs. And that brings up the big boy, Babe Ruth. Here comes Willie Foster pitching to Ruth. He gives him a B. The Ruth card gently steps in. Ruth, loud as ever, and here he goes. And he walks a 9. That's a base on balls. Oh, by the way, we got to take a pip off of Hoyt. We're going to take a pip off Willie Foster. Ruth is on. He's a 2-1. He's on first base. That brings up Lou Gehrig. Holding the runner on, Foster rocks, kicks, and fires, and spins a BZ line. That's lefty to lefty. We'll take the B. Gehrig spins, the B for the batter, and spins a walk. Second walk issued by Willie Foster. So the big boys for the Yankees have gotten 2 walks. Takes 2 pips off of Foster. That brings up Tony Lazzeri. Here goes the pitch from Willie Foster. It's a hit minus to Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri spins, and he gets a fly ball to the outfield for the 3rd out. So very uneventful first inning. Nothing but walks. They didn't want to pitch to anybody. After 1, there is no score. Wade Hoyt pitching to George Scales. Hoyt rocks, kicks, and fires and gets a home run minus to the second baseman for the Grays. Scales steps in and belts a fly ball to the outfield, and it is a fly ball to the left fielder for the 1st out in the inning. Reed Ambrose is up now. He's the left fielder. He gets a B. Ambrose rocks and spins a 13. That's a single. Hoyt's going to leave that one roll. He's not going to burn a respin on a single. And we have our first hit of the game. Hoyt loses another pip. He is a 0-0 runner, not real fast, on first base. Brings up the center fielder, Benny Jones. They won't hold him on. They'll play behind him. That's a B to Benny. Benny spins and strikes out for the first strikeout in the game. Wade Hoyt rocks, kicks, fires, and gets him. Brings up Ted Page with 2 outs. Hoyt spins and spins a walk K minus. That means if he walks or strikes out, we respin the card. He spins a single. Wade Hoyt is going to burn a respin right there and make Ted Page respin that again. Page spins and spins a double. A double. So the respin coming from Wade Hoyt comes back to burn them. Second hit of the game, putting runners at 2nd and 3rd. Another 0-0. Hoyt's down to 9 pips. That brings up Bill Evans, the shortstop. Infield's back with 2 outs. Hoyt rocks, kicks, fires, and spins a B to Bill Evans. Evans, a 261 hitter, spins a fly ball for the 3rd out of the inning. The Homestead Grays don't score in their half of the 2nd. That brings up the 1927 New York Yankees. Coming up to bat, the designated hitter, Mike Gazzella. Willie Foster rocks, kicks, fires, spins a minus home run. Gazzella spins, and he gets a 12, a ground ball. Spins the ground ball card, and it is an out. 1 up, 1 down. Brings up the catcher, Pat Collins. Collins gets a spin. It's a home run minus. Collins spins and spins a 12 ground ball. Spinning the ground ball card, and that is for the 2nd out. If that lands on the E, by the way, then we have an error. That's why we're spinning the ground ball card. Next spin is Willie Foster to Joe Dugan. A B from Foster to Dugan. Dugan spins and spins a 13-5 line. Joe Dugan is going to take the triple. And Willie Foster, he's got a choice. He can either respin or he can challenge the call. And Foster is going to use a respin. Not going to use instant replay, making Joe Dugan respin. Dugan respins and walks. That brings up Mark Gehrig. And a 1-0 Dugan is on first base. That's the third walk given up by Willie Foster. Gehrig is the shortstop. Foster rocks, kicks, and fires in a home run minus to Mark Gehrig. Gehrig spins. A 7 is a single. That single is to the center fielder. They'll hold the runner at second base. Playing safe. And that's the first hit of the game for the Yankees. So they stop at second. A 1-3 on base here. Take a pip off of Willie Foster. And that brings up Earl Combs. Spinning Foster again, and he spins a B. Earl Combs is up, and he spins a single. Foster is going to burn a respin and make him go again. Combs spins for the second time and spins a 6. Ground ball out. The third out is made. No runs. A hit. 2 runners left on base. After 2 innings of play, no score. Foster's used 2 respins. Hoyt's used 1. And here we go with the leadoff batter. Both teams have gone through 9 hitters in their innings, and the bullpens are going to begin to get active. In the bullpen for the Yankees, they're going to get up left-hander Herb Pennock. In the bullpen for the Homestead Grays, they're going to get up a right-hander Smokey Joe Williams. So, like I say, I'm excited about this game. I got Hall of Famers everywhere. I'm dropping cards. I'm just enjoying myself. Here comes Vic Harris, the leadoff hitter. He's a 345 plus. The infield is in at the corners, and he is going to attempt to drag bunt. He's going to attempt to drag bunt. He's a 345 plus. Here he goes, and the drag bunt lands on the O. That is a ground out. 1 away. Whoo! Home field advantage comes into play. That's an out. Vic Harris out trying to bunt. Oscar Charleston, once again, they'll play a little bit in on third. A B to Oscar Charleston. He gets to spin. Oscar spins a middle ground ball, and that is a second out of the inning. Now up Judd Wilson. Here comes Judd. Judd spins a B from Wade Hoyt. Judd spins. The left-handed power hitter gets a fly ball to the outfield, and it is 3 up and 3 down in the third for the Homestead Grays. The Homestead Grays, by the way, won a lot of games that year. I think they won 35 out of the 50 games. But according to Bob Kendrick, they won 140 games that year and lost only like 40. They were incredibly good. All right, here comes Bob Musell and this 27 Yankees team. We all have heard about their exploits. Willie Foster spins a strikeout to Musell. First strikeout for Foster, 1 down. Babe Ruth up. The Babe gets a home run minus. Foster spins a home run minus. Ruth spins a fly ball. Spinning the fly ball. Outfield card, and it is fly out. 2 away. That brings up Lou Gehrig. Spinning Willie Foster once again. Gets a B to Lou Gehrig. Gehrig spins. The Yankee first baseman spins a fly ball, and that is the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. After 3, we are scoreless in Yankee Stadium. Here comes Josh Gibson. Both bullpens are hot. Pitchers are ready to come in, and here comes Wade Hoyt pitching to Josh Gibson. A ground ball to Josh. Josh spins the ground ball card, see if it kicked. It does not. 1 up, 1 down. Here comes George Scales. Another ground ball. Hoyt's hot today, boys. Another ground ball out, not an error. And here comes Reed Ambrose, the left fielder, and he spins a fly ball. And Hoyt once again spins 3 outs in the inning, just like he did in the first inning. 3 up, 3 down. We're through 3 1/2. with no score. Here comes Tony Lazzeri from Willie Foster, and he spins a -H to the Yankees second baseman. Lazzeri spins a 10-1 line. That is it's a hit minus, so it's going to be an automatic respin if Lazzeri takes the home run, and they're going to let that roll, so they'll respin that instead of challenging the call. Lazzeri respins and spins a strikeout. I thought about challenging the call, but no, let's just play through. 1 up, 1 down. Mike Gazzella, the DH, gets a B from Willie Foster. Gazzella spins and spins a strikeout. Foster strikes out 2 in a row. Here comes the third batter, the catcher, Pat Collins. Foster spins to him and gets a B. That's a B. Barely, but it is. I overlooked over there, and it's a B. Collins spins and spins an 8 fly ball to the outfield. Not an error, so that is 3 up and 3 down with 2 strikeouts in the inning. After 4 complete, there's no score. The pitching is overwhelming in this game. Holy moly, this is some good stuff. Benny Jones is up now, the center fielder. Hoyt pitching to Benny. He spins a -walk, -strikeout. Benny spins and spins a fly ball. The fly ball goes to the right fielder for the first out in the inning. Here comes Ted Page, the right fielder. Ted gets a hit minus, so if he spins a hit, he has to respin. The spin is a single, he must respin. He spins for the second time and spins a ground ball up the middle. The ball is to shortstop for the second out. Nobody there. Now you got Bill Evans up. A B to Bill from Wade Hoyt. Bill spins and spins an 8 fly ball. And the fly ball is to the right fielder for the third out. So nobody scores in the 5th. These teams, known for their slugging, the pitching is what's really doing it. Here comes Joe Dugan. Willie Foster to Joe Dugan. Foster spins a minus home run. Joe Dugan spins a ground ball. Ground ball pulled, that goes to the third baseman. That is 1 up and 1 down. Brings up Mark Koenig. Koenig spins a ground ball. These pitchers are brutal. And we got an error. Who's it on? Location spin. That was the error spin, the location spin. It's an error on the second baseman. E4. That is George Scales kicks it. And Mark Koenig, a 1-3, is on first base, taking a pip away from Foster, bringing up the leadoff batter, Earl Combs. Here's a spin, a ground ball. This is the location spin, goes to the second baseman, Scales. Scales is a 52, and Scales kicks it again. 2 errors in a row on Scales. E4, 2 times in a row. Unbelievable. The ground is favoring Yankee Stadium right there. I'm telling you guys, something's up in the water. That's an error on Scales. That's 2 in a row. Very unlike that sure-handed baseman. Scales, in fact, he is even rated a 5.2. He never makes errors. And he's made 2 in a row, bringing up Bob Musell. Another pip off of Willie, and here's Bob, and that's a fly ball. And that fly ball goes to center field. They'll hold the runner for the second out, bringing up Babe Ruth. Willie Foster pitching to Babe Ruth. Here's a matchup you want to see. A B to the Babe. Babe Ruth spins. Kazoom Kazam, what's he going to do? Ruth. Fly ball, and he is going to use a respin. With 2 runners on in the 5th inning, Ruth respins and walks. And the bases are loaded for Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig, who hit more grand slams in his career than any player in any league in history is now batting. And Gehrig is up with the bases crammed, and Willie Foster spins with 2 outs and spins a hit minus to Lou Gehrig. Gehrig spins and spins a double, but he spun a hit minus. He must respin that double. Here goes Gehrig spinning for the second time, and he spins a grand slam home run for Lou Gehrig. Unearned runs, oh, those errors hurt like the dickens, don't they? Scales commits 2 errors, and Gehrig makes him pay.
Quit doing the so-me thing.
And that takes off a pip. And the bases are cleared with a 4-run homer. And so Willie Foster looks out there at Scales, gives him a look that you won't believe, but we continue on. And here goes Foster pitching to Lazzeri. And he strikes out Tony Lazzeri on a high hard one. He says, I'll just do it myself, boys. And he strikes him out. But the Yankees draw first blood on a Lou Gehrig grand slam home run. Holy cow, can you believe it? Whew. Well, we go into the top of the 6th. The score is 4-0. The New York Yankees are beating the Grays, and here comes Wade Hoyt. Hoyt spins a B to Vic Harris. Harris is the leadoff hitter. Harris spins, rocks, kicks, and spins a single. Hoyt is going to burn a respin on Harris. Here goes Harris' second spin, and he fly balls. Harris' fly ball goes to center field, 1 up, 1 down. Hoyt spins to Oscar Charleston, spins a G to Oscar Charleston in the 6th inning. He's not going to make him respin that yet. And an error. Who's it on? We've got so many ground ball errors. This error is on the shortstop, Mark Koenig, the sure-handed shortstop of the New York Yankees, kicks the ball. That's our 3rd error this game. And holy cow, takes a pip off of Hoyt, puts Oscar Charleston on first base, and that brings up Judd Wilson. All right, with the runner on. Here goes Hoyt pitching to Wilson. Hoyt pitches a B to Judd Wilson. Wilson rocks him. He lifts that leg, kicks and goes and gets a strike 3. Woohoo! Hoyt reaches back for a little extra gas and gets him. Here comes Josh Gibson with 2 outs. Runner on first. Gibson gets the F spin, and that's going to end the inning for the Homestead Grays. No runs, no hits, a man left on an error. At the end of 5 1/2, it's the 27 Bronx Bombers, Murderers Row 4, and the Homestead Grays not scoring yet. But we're just now halfway through. Here we go. Mike Gazzella, the DH, and he gets a K home run minus line. He's a righty to the lefty, so it is a home run minus. The home run minus to Mike Gazzella gets a strikeout. 1 up, 1 down. 5th strikeout for Willie Foster. Here we go, spinning again, home run minus to Pat Collins. Collins gets up and he spins. Collins spins a double. Foster's going to use another respin and make Collins go again. Collins respins and gets a walk. 5th walk given up by Willie Foster. Collins is on. Smokey Joe is warm, and here's Joe Dugan. Playing behind the runner, a fly ball is 2 outs. That brings up the shortstop, Mark Koenig. Koenig gets up and he grounds out also for the 3rd out. You notice when it's just a ground ball with runners on base, I don't spin the infield card because there is no error spin with runners on base. Only location if necessary. We're in the 7th inning. Hoyt still going strong with 8 pips and 2 respins left. And here we go with Wade Hoyt pitching against George Scales, the second baseman. Scales gets the B, spin the batter. Scales spins. His spin is a single. Hoyt is going to let that one go by. not making him respin. Only the third hit for the Homestead Grays, but that puts a runner on first base. Pip down for Hoyt, brings up Reed Ambrose, the left fielder. They're going to hold the runner at first. Hoyt rocks, kicks, and fires, and spins a hit minus, H minus to Reed Ambrose. Ambrose gets a spin and spins a 4. Ambrose is going to use his respin. He has one, and he's using it now after a leadoff single. And Ambrose gets a walk, putting runners at first and second with nobody out. Ambrose is a double 0. Hoyt's down to 6 pips with 2 respins left. Pennock is very loose in the bullpen, and the Yankees are also going to get up. We'll see more. Okay, here comes Benny Jones, the center fielder. Hoyt rocks, kicks, fires to Jones, and spins a G. That's a ground ball. Jones hits the grounder to the shortstop. The ground ball to the shortstop. Now you go for the result is a force at second. So Jones hits into a fielder's choice. Runner advances to third and a put out at second base. That brings up Ted Page, the right fielder. Hoyt rocks, kicks, fires infield, will be playing back. This is a minus walk, minus strikeout. Ted Page spins and walks. That's a minus walk strikeout, so he must respin. Page respins a single. That ball goes to left field. They'll hold the runner at second base, putting runners at first and second, but the Homestead Grays break the ice and score a run. Putting runners at first and second, taking a pip off of Hoyt, bringing up Bill Evans, the number 9 hitter, and the shortstop. And here we go with one out. Hoyt's looking in. He's getting a little bit rattled, a little bit tired, but he's sucking it up and going anyway. Spins a minus home run to Bill Evans. Evans spins and gets an 8 fly ball. Let me look at that again. No, folks, that's an 11-8 line. He's a switch hitter. So you have a choice to challenge or to make them respin, and Hoyt's going to burn a respin. Evans is a switch hitter, so he gets the lines. Evans spins for the second time after the Hoyt respin and spins a ground ball 2. The ground ball is to the second baseman because it's a pull, so it would be second base. And R4, Lazzari is an R2, so it's another force at second. So you have runners at first and third. And he's a 34 with 2 outs and Vic Harris, the leadoff hitter, up. Hoyt spins, trying to go for it, spins a B. Harris is up and spins a walk. Can't make him respin a walk, and that, my friends, loads the bases. Bases loaded, speed at first. Hoyt still has a respin. They're looking in. Charleston's up. They got a left-hander warmed up in the bullpen. Oh, Miller Huggins takes a trip to the mound and says, wait, give me the ball. You're done. Oh boy. Wade Hoyt is finished after 6 2/3 innings, and in comes Herb Pennock to pitch to Oscar Charleston. So Hoyt's burnt. Take him out. We're bringing in Pennock, another Hall of Famer. He's a 7-3 is 10 pips, 3 respins, bases loaded, 2 outs, and Oscar Charleston is up. Here goes Pennock to Oscar Charleston. A minus walk, minus strikeout. Charleston's going to take that, and here he goes. Oscar spins, a ground ball. Oscar uses one of his 2 respins, and here he goes. One of the greatest players of all time spins a fly ball for the 3rd out. Pennock comes in and shuts the door with 1 good pitch. After 6.5, its score is 4-1 in favor of the 27 Bronx Bombers, Murderers Row. Foster's still in. 4 pips, a respin left. Bottom of the 7th. They're going to get up some more bullpen activity. And up in the bullpen is going to also be joining Smokey Joe Williams is going to be George Britt. George Britt. So the bullpen's getting loose out there. He's a 6+4. Also getting loose with Wilsie Moore, and the Yankees bullpen is going to be Dutch Ruther. They're getting up another lefty up there. And here comes Earl Combs against Willie Foster. Foster trying to get this 7th inning. That's a G. Combs is going to make him respin that G using one of his respins. He gets a B this time. Combs gets using that respin, he gets a 13. Foster is going to use his final respin, and Combs respins a 4. Fly ball to the outfield, 1 up, 1 down. Oh-ho, here comes Cumberland Posey coming to the hill. He says, Willie, you did good, didn't even give up an earned run, but you're done. We're bringing in Smokey Joe Williams. He gets 4 respins. He's a 7-4, which is 11 pips. And Smokey Joe's pitching to Bob Musell. Here we go. Bob Musell gets a hit minus to Bob Musell. Musell spins an 8 fly ball. He will not use his respin yet. The fly ball is an out for the 2nd out, and here comes the Babe, who did use a respin and got a walk last time he was up. Smokey Joe Williams gets an H minus to the Babe. The Babe spins a walk. That's not a hit, so there's no respin on that. And I've got to write down the scoring here because we got Williams in the game. All right. And Ruth is on first base. He's a 21. Take a pip off of Smokey Joe. Brings up Lou Gehrig. Lou's not used a respin, but he has an H minus. That's what he got last time when he hit the double and then hit the grand slam. This time he hits a 14, and he will use a respin. There's Gehrig's respin, and his respin, that's a ground ball up the middle for the 3rd out. After 7 complete, we have a score of 4-1 in favor of the Bronx Bombers. And up comes Judd Wilson off of Herb Pennock. Here we go with Herb. Herb pitches a B. Let's spin the batter to Judd Wilson. Here Judd goes with a walk. Judd is on first base. That's the 2nd time Judd's walked this game. A 35 plus. And brings up Josh Gibson. The pitch to Josh from Pennock. A B from Herb Pennock to Josh Gibson. Gibson spins. And a single. Pennock says, I'm not going to make him respin that. Let's see where that single is to. To center field, they will hold the runner at 2nd base. All right. That puts runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out. That brings up George Scales. Scales is a 2nd baseman who's committed 2 errors this game, costly errors. He gets a G, and he's going to use one of his 2 respins to make Pennock's respin that G. Here's the respin, and he gets a minus home run. Scales spins for his spin and spins a walk, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. How about this game, folks? We have the bases loaded with nobody out, and up is coming Reed Ambrose. Reed Ambrose is playing in left field because he's so good. Normally, you would see Vic Harris out there, but he's the DH today because Reed is such a good defender. And Reed also is a good, solid hitter. He batted .250 that year, but had an OPS plus of about 120, so he's real good. The infield is playing at double play depth, so nobody is in. Pennock spins, cranks a B out there. He's got 3 respins. So Reed gets a hit. He'll probably make him respin that. And Reed Ambrose spins, and it looks like a 9-14 line, and that goes to Reed Ambrose. He could use a respin. He's going to, so he must respin that walk. And here, oh, wait a minute. He cannot make him respin a walk. My bad, folks. My bad. He cannot make him respin a walk. He is going to have to use a challenge. So, here comes the challenge from the New York Yankees. The Yankees spin for the challenge, and that challenge is a number of a 2. They must equal or beat a 2 to make the call on the field stand. The spin for the Grays is a 7. The call on the field stands. It is a bases loaded base on balls given up by Herb Pennock, bringing in a run and making the score 4-2. Boom, boom, boom. And you got a 0-0 out there. Bullpens are loose. Take a pip off of Pennock. Okay, that brings up Benny Jones with a score 4-2 now. 4-2. The infield still playing at double play depth. Pennock rock, kicks, and fires and gets a B. Spin the batter. Benny Jones spins and spins a strikeout. Cannot respin. Doesn't have any respins anyway. That's 1 out. Ted Page is up. Ted Page, the right-handed hitting right fielder, is batting right now. The infield's still at double play depth. Pennock rocks, kicks, fires, and spins a B to Ted Page. Page spins a fly ball to the outfield. The ball goes to center field. They will throw to third base, holding the runner at second. It's a sacrifice fly, making the score 4-3. Scoring a run, leaving the runners where they are. And here we go with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. It is Bill Evans, the shortstop. Pennock rock, kicks, and fires, and that's a fly ball for the 3rd out in the inning. In the inning, though, 2 runs scored for the Homestead Grays, and the score is now 4-3. Holy cow. Now, there's something stirring down there in the bullpen. I can't see what it is because the Homestead Grays in their bullpen have actually put a tarp over the bullpen so you cannot see who's warming up in the bullpen, and nobody knows what's really going on. They put a tarp in the bullpen, and we're kind of in the dark about what's happening. So here comes Smokey Joe Williams in the 8th inning. And that's a B to Tony Lazzeri. So something's stirring down there in the Homestead Grays bullpen, and Lazzeri puts it out of the ballpark. A home run for big Tony Lazzeri. Holy cow. Smokey Joe Williams gives up the 2nd long ball of the game. A home run to Tony Lazzeri, making it 5-3. Mike Gazella's up now against Smokey Joe Williams. He gets a hit and minus. Oh man, Lazzeri crushed that one. That one landed in Monument Park. That's a ground ball from Gazella, who's going to use his respin. Gazella's respin nets him a ground ball to the right side, to the left side, excuse me. 1 out. That brings up the catcher, Pat Collins. Williams rocks, kicks, and fires to Collins, and it's a walk minus to the Collins catcher. Collins gets a fly ball. He's going to use his respin. Here comes Collins, 2nd spin, and he fly balls again. This time the fly ball is an out to left field. That's 2 away. Here comes Joe Dugan, and Joe Dugan gets a B from Smokey Joe Williams. Dugan rocks and spins and gets a fly ball for the 3rd out of the inning. So we now go to the 9th inning. Herb Pennock is still on the mound, but the top of the order is up for the Homestead Grays here in the top of the 9th inning. Pennock still with 3 respins and 7 pips left on his card. The score is, after 8 innings of play, it is 5 for the Yankees, 3 for the Homestead Grays, and up comes the leadoff batter, Vic Harris from Herb Pennock. Pennock spins a B from Vic Harris, gets to spin his, and he spins a walk. Cannot make him respin a walk. Harris is on first base with a walk. He is a 45 plus. Nobody out, with Oscar Charleston coming to bat. Oscar Charleston spins. Pennock spins a walk minus. Oscar Charleston gets his spin and spins a single. Pennock makes him respin that card. Charleston spins a ground ball. The ground ball is up the middle and it lands on the, what do we got? We got an FE line. The call on the field is going to be challenged by the Homestead Grays. The Grays challenge because it's home field advantage. And they spin a 2 just like the Yankees did. The Yankees on theirs spin a 3, so it's a ground ball. The ground ball is hit to, let's see, FE, it's a force out, my bad. It's a force play is where we are. Forced fielder's choice. Putting a runner at first. Charleston is at first base. Okay, here comes Judd Wilson. Oh boy, okay. Herb Pennock pitching to Judd Wilson. Wilson's a lefty, Pennock's a lefty. The windup and the pitch. Pennock spins a home run minus. Wilson spinning on the home run minus and gets a 6 ground ball. Judd Wilson uses a respin. Here comes the second spin by Judd, and he spins a single. The single to the right fielder. They'll throw to second. We got runners at first and third. Holy cow, it's lighting up here, boys. It's lighting up here, guys. 35 for Judd Wilson on first base. Pennock loses the pip, and we've got Josh Gibson coming to bat. Pennock spinning to Gibson. Spins the minus home run. Gibson spins his card and spins a 14. Gibson's going to respin that card. Gibson spins a 7-2 line. That's a single. Cannot respin or respin. Going to stop him at second. That's an RBI for Josh Gibson, leaving runners at first and second. Scoring, Oscar Charleston. We now are having another 1-run game. The score is now 5-4 with George Scales up. The man who made 2 errors cost a grand slam. That's right, I'm bringing it back up. Here he comes, George Scales. Infield's back. Here we go with George Scales. Pennock rocks, kicks, and fires a walk minus. George Scales is up. He spins. Scales gets a walk. Walk minus. Spinning Scales for the second time, and he spins a ground ball. The ground ball is to the second baseman, Tony Lazzari. The ground ball goes to R3. Lazzari is an R2. That's an A, so the runners both advance to second and third. That brings up Reed Ambrose. Here we go. And Pennock is a lefty. Ambrose is a righty. They're going to pull Herb Pennock out of the game. Pennock does very well. He pitches a total of 2 full, and they're going to bring in Wilcie Moore. The big right-hander comes in. Wilcie is a 19-game winner that year. He is an S6 plus 4, gives him 10 pips and 4 respins. He's going to be facing Reed Ambrose, and the infield's back with 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Wilcie Moore spins a B. Wilcie Moore's going to use a respin. He respins and spins a walk hit minus. Here comes Reed Ambrose. Ambrose spins a home run. That's foul ball. That would have put him in the lead, but it's a foul ball. Ambrose spins again and spins a base hit. That's a single, folks. We're going to have some play go down here. The ball's hit to right field. The right fielder is Babe Ruth. He's a 25. It's a P5, doesn't get it. That's an A. Reed Ambrose rounds first, takes second base on the throw. 2-run score off of Wilcie Moore. And the 31 Homestead Grays take the lead 6-5. And here is Reed Ambrose standing on second base. Pip comes off of Wilcie Moore, and he's now going to face Benny Jones. Jones spins a -K from Wilcie Moore. Benny Jones gets a 14 as a pop-up in the infield for the third out. My friends, they score three runs in the inning, making the score 6-5. Now that bullpen out there was covered up, and the fans are looking out there because Smokey Joe Williams is not taking the hill. He's not going to the mound. In from the bullpen, coming in from the bullpen. I don't know what happened and how he got here, but coming in from the bullpen, Leroy Satchel Paige. He pitched one game the whole year. It was a shutout. He got jumping over there by a contract dispute and went to the Crawfords. But Paige, somehow, some way, is coming on to pitch the 9th inning. He's coming on to pitch the 9th inning for the Homestead Grays. Satchel Paige is a 9-4. He's got 4 respins. He's got 13 pips. And Satchel is coming in the game to pitch the 9th inning for the Homestead Grays. Unbelievable. Now we know what that was all about, covering up the bullpen. They had Satchel warming up out there, and he's going to face Mark Koenig, Earl Combs, and Bob Musell. And let's see what happens in a 6-5 ball game. The Homestead Grays against the 27 Yankees. And Satchel rocks, kicks, and fires, and hits a fly out to Mark Koenig. Mark Koenig, fly ball, 1 down. Satchel throws him out. Here comes Earl Combs. Earl Combs from Satchel gets a B. Earl Combs spinning from Satchel. Combs spins a 12. That's a ground ball, but Combs going to use his second respin. Combs thinks he can hit the grand old master. He does not. That's a ground ball. If you don't kick it, everything's good. He does not. 2 outs. And up comes Bob Musell. And Satchel Paige looks over to the first baseman, Oscar Charleston, and says, "Oscar, do you know what I'm going to do?" And Oscar says, "Yeah, you're going to strike this guy out." And Satchel says, "No, I'm not. I'm going to walk Bob Musell because the fans came here to see me pitch to Babe Ruth." And now, guys, you get to answer the question. What would happen if Satchel Paige, in his prime, which is his lifetime card right here, pitched to Babe Ruth in 1927 card with the biggest home run ever? Here it is. Satchel Paige, Babe Ruth, the winning run at home plate. And Satchel rocks, kicks, and fires. And hits him. Folks, Satchel says, "Nope, I'm going to use a respin." I think Babe ducked into that pitch. And so Satchel spins again. It spins a B. Ruth spins. And here it goes. And Ruth spins an 8-9 line, which is a walk. But Ruth says, "They didn't come here to see me walk." Satchel couldn't make him respin a walk, but the Babe says, "I'm respinning that walk. And here we go. I know that if you were playing Star Power Baseball on your own, you may not do this, but I do it for the drama and the fun. Satchel Paige, Babe Ruth, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, 1-run game. Ruth spins. Here it is. And it's a 3. I cannot believe this. Ruth spins a 3. The 3 spin coming out lands on the 4. You spin the outfield card on the 4. The ball is hit to right field. You spin it again. The result is P5. My right fielder for the Homestead Grays is a P5. So that's an M. So Ruth gets a single. All that, and the Babe gets a single off of Satchel Paige. How about that? That's some kind of drama, but it ain't over, boys and girls. It ain't over, because coming up right now is the cleanup hitter, Mr. Grand Slam himself, Lou Gehrig. Satchel looks in and says, okay, they paid to see me play against Babe Ruth, and now they're going to pay more to see me play against Lou Gehrig. Satchel rocks and fires to Lou Gehrig and spins a walk hit minus. Gehrig spinning a walk hit minus and spins a home run down the right field line. It is foul. And Satchel looks in there, Lou looks out, and they're going to do it again because it's a hit minus, walk minus. Lou spins for the 2nd time, and this time he spins a fly ball. And Satchel comes in and shuts the door on Ruth and Gehrig, giving the Homestead Grays a 6-5 victory. Satchel Paige versus Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. And Gehrig hits a foul home run. It must have gone 500 feet down the right field line. And Satchel looked at him and said, that was a foul ball. Nobody hits out against Satchel Paige. And he really comes in, and that's the drama that you can have in Star Power Baseball. Final score, Homestead Grays 6, 27 New York Yankees 5. Winning pitcher is Smokey Joe Williams. Losing pitcher, Herb Pennock. What a ball game, guys. What a ball game. I'm telling you right now, I can't have more fun than that. That was just incredible. Oh, folks, I'm pumped. I have been playing Star Power Baseball, All-Star Baseball, Spinner Baseball, APA Baseball, Strat-O-Matic Baseball, Real Baseball, Imaginary Baseball, Dreams of... I've played it all. Now I'm going to tell you something. I have never, ever had a game like that. That's amazing. I just listened to Bob Kendrick tell me the story about the World Series with Satchel Paige pitching to Josh Gibson, with him telling the late great Buck O'Neill that he was going to walk the bases loaded to pitch to Josh Gibson. And what's so nice about Star Power Baseball, you can do a lot of crazy things, but I really thought, and I put him up there in the bullpen just in case. I mean, I was saying he's hiding, nobody knows what's going on. I'm adding color, yeah, you got it. But I'm telling you, there was no possibility of that game going to the bottom of the 9th. It's 5-3 and Wilcie Moore's on the mound. The best relief pitcher of the 1920s. 1927, the guy won 19 ball games. And he comes in to shut the door, and they get 3 runs to take the lead. And that just opened it up for the story to go. And then you get to the Babe Ruth story. He's going to walk Bob Uzzell to pitch to Babe Ruth. How cool is that? And then Ruth gets this little bloop single of 3. Okay, yeah, we're good there. The tying run is on 2nd. The winning run's on 1st. And the guy who just hit a grand slam, Lou Gehrig's up, and Gehrig hits a foul home run on a hit minus from Satchel Paige, and then ball game's over. What a great ball game. Now I'm telling you, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. I had so much fun announcing this game, playing this game. I'm telling you, I did not do any dubbing or anything on this on these videos. This video is not dubbed. This happened, and I was hoping that it would, but I knew the ninth inning it wasn't going to. We'll see more coming in. It was over, but no, it happened. And then Satchel, what a way to play. Now, just to let you know, let me give you a round out about it. 6-5 final score. The Grays came up with 8 hits. Nobody homered for the Grays. The Yankees, they popped a grand total of 3 hits. 2 of them were home runs, one by Lazari and one by Gehrig. They walked 7 times, so this team walked a lot. Unusual for the pitchers of the Grays. If they weren't giving in to anybody, I'm telling you, what a way to go. The 2 errors by the Grays second baseman, what's his name, Scales. The 2 errors in the 1 inning, giving Gehrig the grand slam. I thought that was going to do it. I mean, how can you come back from that? And then they did. Guys, it was so much fun. And you got to see it. I am so glad that you guys got to watch that. Now I'm going to make you all a special offer. As y'all know, during this pandemic, prices of goods have just gone through the roof. Price of paper, just in the last 2 months, has doubled. And yeah, we're going to have a price increase real soon, but I'm going to offer these 2 teams to you. The 1927 Yankees and the 1931 Homestead Grays. You can buy both of these teams, including shipping. Instead of $10 like it normally would be, I'm going to sell you both the teams, the 27 Yankees, as a package deal with the Homestead Grays, so you can play this World Series yourself. And I'm not going to include the Satchel Paige card. That's my baby. You want the Satchel Paige card? He'll be coming out later with you saw the special card that was there. That's coming soon. That'll be another set and another video. But I'll sell you both of the sets, the 27 Yankees and 31 Homestead Grays, both sets for $8. There you go. You can buy that and play the World Series how you want, or play the 1 game and done how you want it to be. The 27 Yankees, 31 Homestead Grays, normally $10. I'm going to do it for $8. Get $2 off. That includes shipping, handling, the whole 9 yards. Pay me by PayPal, pay me by check, whatever you want to do. Just call me or email me at warhammerworld@hotmail.com. Check out our Facebook page. This will be on there at Star Power Baseball on our Facebook page. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. By George, just play the game and have some fun. Oh, in the words of my buddy Gabriel, dice are nice, but the spin is in. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Star Power Baseball.